It's late July, and have you ever had this problem? Our tomatoes are just really in decline. At least the taller indeterminate type are in decline. And I have a theory. I think the reason is that we have some soil here that the top 6 inches or so are pretty good. It was a no-dig bed when I created it, so we added some compost and some topsoil mix, and but down below that good soil is a layer of clay. And the clay has been sort of absorbing all of the drip irrigation over the weeks and has started to get too wet. And so the indeterminate tomatoes send their roots down deeper because they are taller plants and they have more nutrient needs. And I think their roots are starting to suffer from being in the wet clay or the consistently moist clay all the time. My determinate tomatoes, my celebrity tomatoes, have been doing great and have produced a really great harvest this summer. We also did get a good harvest from our sun gold and our husky red cherry tomatoes, but now they've pretty much died. They're almost dead. So I'm going to just replace them. It is not a failure to have to replace some plants mid-season. And so I bought a sun sugar that I'm going to put in the ground to replace my sun gold cherry tomato. I also had some Romas that produced a lot, but have now declined. And so now I bought a San Marzano that I'm going to put in to replace the Romas. I have had tons of tomatoes this year, and I've made some great pasta sauce, and I've still got a counter full of tomatoes in the kitchen, but I want to make sure I'm still getting tomatoes in September and probably October as well. So I'm going to plant these to make up for what has happened at this point in the hot Sacramento area summer. Another thing I'm doing in I have peppers in whiskey barrels, wine barrels, and some of them, there's one barrel that's getting more sun than the rest. It doesn't get any relief, and those peppers have declined as well. And so I bought a couple of shishitos, and I am going to put these out there. I do have a need for some mild peppers because I've got hot ones. I've got serranos and cayennes and fresnos and Tabasco and Thai chili. And I'm making hot sauce, but I like to blend them with milder peppers. So I'm going to grow the shishitos to try to tone down the heat of the hot sauce and the salsa that I'm going to make. Anyway, has this ever happened to you? Do you have to replace your tomatoes midsummer? Or do you just give up on them? If this does happen to you, it is not a bad idea to just replant. Many of the garden centers still have plants available. So give it a try.